The dartless bodice pattern is very important because it can be used to create garments such as your Caftan, your Bubu, your Iro and Buba, your shirts. Now, I want you to take note of the fact that the dartless pattern is not appropriate for fitted garments such as your corsets, your bustiers, and any form of fitted dress. I do not encourage or advise you to use a dartless bodice for fitted dresses. If you want to make a fitted dresses, then you need to use a darted or a fitted dress block or dress pattern. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to draft a dartless bodice pattern. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, consider subscribing, and do not forget to click on the notification bell so that you can get updates when I post new videos. Without further ado, let's go straight into the video. Now, this is the measurement that I'll be using. The bust is 34, the waist measurement is 28, the hip is 36, the shoulder is 16, the shoulder to the nipple, that's to your bust point, is 11, shoulder to the waist is 17, shoulder to hip is 25, shoulder to knee is 37, and the arm side is 17.5. The arm side is your round armhole circumference measurement. So the first thing that we'll be doing is to mark all the vertical measurements. And the vertical measurements are the measurements that are coming from up down. That's the shoulder to nipple, shoulder to waist, shoulder to hip, shoulder to knee. So let's start with the vertical measurement. I'll be starting from the top of my paper. So I'll just mark the shoulder to nipple. I'll start with the shoulder to nipple, which is 11 inches. 11 inches here. Then the shoulder to waist is 17 inches. The shoulder to hip is 25, and shoulder to knee is 37. So I will square out the lines to form, this will be my bust line. This first line here will be my bust line, and this will be my waistline. My hip line, and the last line here is my knee line. The last line here will be my knee line. Now this pattern can be used to create a short dress, a long dress, a long Caftan dress, a shirt that stops maybe at your hip level or even below your hip line. Can even be used to make a shirt dress, but take note that it will be very free, or it will be free to a large extent. It won't be fitted at all. So the next thing will be, I've gotten my these are the horizontal lines. This is my bust line, my waistline, my hip line, and my knee line. Now the next thing will be to impute my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 16. Remember, I'm drafting half scale, so I will divide by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches. So I'll mark 8 inches here. So at the top of my paper is my shoulder. I'll just get more than 1 point so that I can square a line, and my line will be straight. So this is my shoulder line. On this line, I will impute my shoulder slope first. Okay. Now I'm using a shoulder slope of 1 inch. 1 inch works for almost everybody. So I have 1 inch there. Then, okay, I think I should add this to the measurement. My neck depth, my basic neck depth is 3.5. That's what I'll be using. And my neck width is I'll be using 3. Remember, I'm drafting a basic pattern. There is room for modification. If you want to change the neckline, feel free to do so. But this is my basic pattern, so I will just mark 3 inches as my neck width and 3.5 as my neck depth. I'll square a line across, then draw my neckline. This is my neck, the curve of my neck. Okay, I'm good with this. Then I'll connect this point to this point to form my shoulder seam. Okay, so that's my shoulder seam. Now the next thing I want to do is to get my armhole depth. On the armhole depth, I will impute my bust measurement. Okay, just watch what I'll be doing. Now to get the armhole depth, I will use my shoulder divided by 2, which is 16/2. That's 8 inches. Now, if I want it to be free to an extent, I want to add ease. I can add ease of 0.5. It's optional. Feel free to add or not to add. So, but for this pattern, I'm going to be adding 0.5. So I'm marking 8.5 from this point. 8.5. Then I'll square a line. On this line, I'll be imputing my bust measurement. My bust is 34. 34 divided by 4. That will give us 8.5. So I'll impute 8.5 here as my bust circumference measurement divided by 4. That's it there. Then the next thing will be to impute my waist measurement rather. My waist is 28. 28 divided by 4. That's 7 inches. So I will just mark 7 inches on my waistline. Remember, there is no dart. It's a dartless pattern. Then I'll also impute my hip measurement. My hip circumference is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. So I'll mark 9 inches on the hip line. Now remember, it's going to be a free dress, a free garment. So definitely when I'm cutting, I might need to add extra ease allowance. But this is a basic pattern we are drafting. From this basic pattern, we will modify to get other styles. Okay, so it's a free dress. On my knee line, I'll also mark 9 inches. 9 inches. So it's going to be straight from the hip down. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to get my armhole curve. To get my armhole curve, I'll measure from this point on my shoulder slope to this my armhole depth. I'll divide it by 2. Then square a line to the center front of my pattern like this. Okay, so for the front armhole, I will come in by ½ inch from this line, from this my shoulders measurement line. I'll come in by ½ inch. But for the back, now at this point, I want you to note that I'm drafting the front and the back pattern together. All I'll do at the end is to cut out I'll trace out the back, then cut them out separately. So this is for the front, and then this line is for the back. So how do we connect them? For the front, I'll just connect with a straight line from my shoulder slope. I'll connect with a straight line, then a curve to this point. So this is the front, and for the back, I'll just do this. I'll just do this for the back. So this is the back armhole, and this is the front. Then I also mark out the back neckline. My front is 3.5. The back, the basic neck for the back is usually, for an adult, is usually 1 inch. So I'll just follow the same process to mark out the back neckline. So this is my back neckline, and this is my front neckline. So the last thing I'll be doing is to connect all my lines. Connect all my lines and ensure that there is no sharp point anywhere. I'll connect this point here to my waist to form my side length. This is my side length. Then use a slight curve to connect to my hip, like this. Then with a straight line, I'll connect to my knee. Okay. So it's as easy as this. I'm done with my pattern. Let me write out some terms. This is the center front. This is the side front. This is my chest line, my chest width or chest span, anyone, across front, whatever works for you. And this is my bust line. This is my waistline, waistline, hip line, and my knee line. So if I want to make, let's say I want to make a kaftan, all that I need to do is place this pattern on my fabric. Place this pattern on my fabric and then cut. Or I could decide to modify this pattern, maybe increase the neckline, or maybe deepen the neckline, reduce the shoulder seam. There's a whole lot I can do with this pattern. So let me trace out the back so that we see what it looks like. Remember, I'm drafting a Dartless body pattern, which is suitable for free garments, loose fitting garments. Loose fitting garments, take note of that word. It's suitable for loose fitting garments like your Bubu, your Caftan, your shirt, your free shirts, your Iro and Buba. You want to make Buba, this pattern is good, so it will be very perfect. But it's not okay to use this pattern for fitted dresses. So I'm tracing out all the lines that are important before I cut. I think I'm good. Let me cut out. Okay, so I'm done with the front. Let me draw out the lines for the back. So this is the back. It is my center back, CB, and my side back. Okay. So this is my front. This is the front of my pattern. Okay, so drafting a dartless pattern is just as easy as you can see. Feel free to like, share, and comment. And if you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that because that will really help me to grow. Thank you so much for watching to the end.